Hi everyone, it's Mitch from SportsChatPlace.com, and it's Thursday, January 7th, 2010. We got a killer snowstorm going on here in Chicago. 10 to 14 inches. You can see it coming down behind me, and those of you who watch my videos every day, you'll probably see the same snow still coming down tomorrow. That's how long and hard it's supposed to snow here. In any event, someplace where it's not going to be snowing, and that's Pasadena, California, home of the BCS National Championship game this year. Alabama and Texas, the 1 and 2 teams in the country, and really the two best teams in the country, squaring off and settling on the field. There could have been a playoff this year, but I think, these two teams, if they would have made it through the playoffs, they would have done whatever. They deserved to be here. They played in sort of a mini playoff. They won their conference championships. They won a conference championship game, both of these teams, so they certainly have earned it. In any event, a couple other people that have earned it, and I just want to say thanks for this being the last video of college football season. I just want to say thanks to Mark for helping me write up every single game this year. Without you, we wouldn't have got to every single game and been able to give everybody a free pick and free preview of every single college football game this season. Same with you, Dave. Thanks. Dave covered mostly the Big 12 this year for us, and thanks, for all of your help. Dave also works with a lot of our new writers here, does a lot of the behind-the-scenes editing and things of that nature, things that nobody sees. So thanks a ton, Dave. Couldn't have made it without either of you guys. I also want to thank Craig Trapp from ctsportspicks.com, my co-host on our radio show, Picks and Parlays. Those of you who don't know Craig or haven't checked out his site, Craig is just a class act from top to bottom, and I thank him, and it's a privilege to work with him each Tuesday night doing our radio show, Picks and Parlays. We also have a website, picksandparlays.com. Haven't really done a lot of work on it yet, but by next, within the next couple months, we'll really get that thing up and rolling. Most of our contests in the future, a lot of them will definitely be run through the Picks and Parlays site. This site will be mostly, as you see it, today for the most part, except, a lot more information, a lot more changes to come, and that stuff that you'll see. I also want to thank real quickly everybody that visits the chat room and stops in to say hello, whether you just pop in and say hi or whether you hang out. A couple people in particular, I know I'm going to leave some people out here, but so guys don't crucify me. Wheezy, Dennis, Z Roper, Gene, Scotty, the whole crew that constantly is there, and you guys know who you are. So if I left you out, you guys can blast me tonight while we're all watching the game together. And if you haven't stopped in the chat, stop by, say hi, and you can get there through the forum. There's a link in there. And mostly, I just want to thank everybody that stopped by the site this year. We did, well over 1 million visitors at the site during college football season. Millions, actually. And that's way more than we had last year. I know not everybody watches the video, so you're not all going to, hear my thank you, but I know that all you guys are stopping by. There's all kinds of stats that are out there that show, who's coming by, where you're coming from, and all that kind of good stuff. And, everybody has that. But I really appreciate it. There's nothing worse than sitting there talking to yourself, and we know that we haven't been doing that. We really appreciate all of your help, and we couldn't have experienced the growth that we're experiencing without all of you. And if there's ever anything that I could do or anything you want to see on our site, just leave a comment, leave a post in the forum, or just email me, mitch@sportschatplace.com. In any event, let's get to today's football game already. Alabama's playing Texas. The two really best teams in the country, both of them 13-0. Let's look at the Alabama Crimson Tide. They have a great backfield. They have Ingram, but they also have Richardson, who's a phenomenal back. They have Julio Jones, they have Mays, they have a great offensive line. They got a tight end that can burn it, and they have McElroy, who's a serviceable quarterback. He started the season pretty strong, but he really didn't finish that strong. He just kind of he didn't let them lose, but he certainly didn't go out there and win anything for them either. Let's look at Texas, one of the best run defenses in the country, if not the top run defense in the country, loaded with athletes, all Americans, high school Americans from top to bottom, traditionally the #1 ranked recruiting class in the country, and a second trip to the national championship game in the last 5 years. Not much more you could say about this group that Mac Brown has assembled. Texas was one of everybody's picks to make it to the national championship game. They didn't blow a lot of people out this year, so they didn't get as much respect, even though they were one of the favorites to make it to the game. Not a lot of people predicted Alabama. On the other side of Texas, I actually had LSU to make it to the title game. Of course, LSU plays in the same division of the same conference that Alabama plays in, so that was pretty close. But not too many. I didn't hear too many Alabamas. I heard a lot of Florida Texases, but instead it's Alabama and Texas. They were on a mission. They felt they were slighted last year, and the tough part for them was making it back to this game. We have all the write-ups on the front page of the site today at sportschatplace.com. You can read what Mark has to say, what Dave has to say, and of course, all of what I have to say. But what I do have to say is that I'm on the Texas Longhorns in this thing. I don't know who wins this game. I think Texas has as good a chance to win it as Alabama does, but what I'm looking at is a point spread that's over a field goal. And I think over a field goal is probably too many points when you have these two great of defenses together. I think points are going to be at a premium. I think the team that turns the ball over the fewest times wins this game. If it's all is said and done, and the turnovers are even, then this thing's going to come down to a field goal at best. And you got to take the points with the Texas Longhorns. So we're on the Horns tonight with the points. We're not sure who wins this game, but we certainly like the points. We couldn't handicap the game, but we could certainly handicap the point spread. So anyways, thanks everyone. Be sure to check out all of our sports picks write-ups in action at sportschatplace.com. We have year-round coverage of all sports: basketball, college basketball, hockey, soccer, MMA, boxing, baseball. We'll be covering the NFL draft, the NFL draft preview, all that kind of stuff. Free agency in the NFL, Super Bowl, you name it. So be sure to stay with us all year round. This is Mitch from sportschatplace.com. Another big thank you to everyone. It's been an awesome college football season. Let's enjoy the